some other green initiatives here in these communities where the ratepayers are paying the money. So, very dissatisfied and disturbed by the way we were treated. I think we should, I'm not even opposed to having a letter sent to them expressing that concern. And then asking that a joint meeting be held with all the three boards at the earliest convenience, maybe after the election, because I think it's the first week of March. And go ahead, we'll air it out one more time. But based upon what I heard, you've got a hard time convincing me that we should buy into this philosophy to the tune of $30 million over the next 15 years, just to feel good.
No,
It's
I
not
think
interesting.
I think we're unanimous on
Not
that.
interesting.
Logo on their sleeve.
Right,
Yeah.
we were all on the same page there, but I don't know if everybody else felt the same way when you left in relation to their lack of action.
Oh, sure. There was the one member who thought the time had passed to even reconsider it, so she's not gonna change her mind.
That's the woman who's up for re-election, too.
So, I agree with you.
But, and maybe, we should take a strong enough position and include whatever letter we send to them, to the editor of the Reading Chronicle, into the transcript, and to Patch.
The Globe actually
You know,
was
and-
interested in this issue too.
Yeah,
so
and just say,
It was,
and name the commissioners by name, and the positions that were stated. And, see, we thought that their unwillingness to consider our request, favorably consider our request to reconsider, was unfortunate.
I think the action of this board showing up unanimously gave a lot of support for all the other towns that didn't show up, only because they probably didn't know. I think we sent a strong message, so I hope that will have some help in the process.
And again, I know we expressed our concern with Mr. Norton and the position that he took initially
Yeah.
in making the motion to make the same recommendation. And again, I would just forward to John that next time decisions, advisory decisions of that magnitude should probably be in consultation with the board.
In his defense, though, I think he had some political pressure on him in haste. Made a
Well,
bad
there may have
decision.
been political decision, but it's a $30 million
I-
investment that
He's
they're
representing-
hanging their hat on, saying, well, the Citizens Advisory Committee on a 4-1 vote,
Yep.
said this is what we should be doing.
It's a bad excuse, but I'm just trying to give him a little
Oh,
defense
no, I did,
because
again, I love John, he's been doing a great job, he represents us well down there for the most
it's not
part.
an easy environment
Yeah,
he's
but
In this
working in.
particular case,
It's not
Steve
easy.
also I thought was interesting is there could have been an article in the newspaper about it, and we would have looked at it and thought nothing of it,
It's true.
not understanding what it was all about.
Well-
So if anything, and maybe we should talk to John about it, is when they're talking about some of these new things, that maybe he
Well-
comes in and gives us a briefing on what it's all
I
about.
did speak with him afterwards, because I'm his contact for the board,
Mhm.
and we have an agreement now how we're going to work together on these types of things.
Okay, anything else?
Just two more quick things. The employee,
we gonna formulate a letter, or not?
Draft it.
I'll sit
Go
down
ahead.
with Greg tomorrow morning.
Good.
I'm in favor of that.
We'll come up with something.
I am too. I brought up earlier the employee incentive program that I had made a proposal
Mhm.
at the last meeting. I would like that to be coming up at
For
the
the
last
next
meeting.
agenda.
And I would like there to be some homework done between now and then. No disrespect, but I don't want you to just start working on it the day before the meeting. I think this really does require some work and effort on everybody's part here at this table. So we could try to come up with some kind of a good proposal.
Just keep in mind that the meeting is Thursday.
Quick.
It's not a
I
long
know.
time.
No, Greg, Bob, I'm sorry, there is a lot of time. This came up at the meeting on the 27th of January. Everybody's had ample opportunity. I'm just giving you a little reminder, so it doesn't show up in everybody's, I don't want it in your inbox at the bottom right now. It needs to be elevated and take it seriously so we can have
I got
a
a
good
red flag
discussion.
next to it. Is
Thank
that
you.
all right?
I appreciate it. And then you got an email from Heidi on this MAPC, the bicycle grant? Okay. You're gonna take care of that? You want to meet offline on that?
She's actually got an application that needs to be signed by the chair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you needed some help with it or anything,
No,
but.
I think
okay,
all it
we're all
needs
good?
is, all it needs is a signature, and it's $5,000 to
Right.
buy
Excellent.
as many bike racks as we need.
That's it.
We're gonna put bike racks in front of the new school. Might be the only way in.
Oh, back that up, back that up.
I can't believe you said that.
Oh, live TV.
Well, just,
Well, we're
I'm
talking
still
about
waiting
going
for a good
green,
solution
right?
on the,
I know.
on the
it.
traffic.
That hurt,
I know
Bob,
what
that's
you meant.
low.
You know what I meant. I was joking.
I know.
Sean?
Nothing this evening.
Yes, just one thing really, if I can get this thing to work right. Chris, can you zoom in on this for our wonderful community? If you don't mind. The North Reading High School Maskers Club has performed the play called The Zombie Prom. And it's a comedy musical for high school kids that girl meets boy, they fall in love, and then he gets impacted by a nuclear plant. But it's a wonderful show. It's showing this Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th at 7:30 p.m. It's entertaining. It's good for the kids. If kids want to go see it, it's okay. It's not anything deep or anything like that, but it's a fun show to go see, and I would suggest that everybody, if anybody needs a date that night, it's a good thing to go see. So, and that's basically it.
You better come up than I am on this.
Thank you, Chris.
Mike asked about meeting dates, so,
Steve, but
okay. Everybody,
I'm the aged one with hair over here.
you're the agent.
They always confuse the two.
With hair.
I always
That-
confuse
That
the
is
two of
still
them.
ineligible for the.
Our next and final meeting in February, barring any major issue, is Thursday, the 16th,
That's correct.
at 6 PM.
That's what I have
And
down.
in March, we're meeting on Saturday, March 3rd, the beginning of the budget process. We'll be hearing the police, fire, and public works budgets, which is what we've done historically for as long as I've been on the board. And then we're meeting on March 5th, and that will be our regular meeting. And then our second regular meeting would be March 19th, which is the date of town meeting, so it'd be a relatively short meeting. I'm wondering if the board is amicable to meeting on the 12th. And we'll do the local, the small budgets on the 5th and the 12th,
Just for budget.
just for budgets
No other
on the
item.
12th.
Yeah, that doesn't
It'll be all
always
the
work
small
out.
is
That doesn't always pan out.
What?
It doesn't always
Yeah, I
pan
mean,
out.
the plan is just budget session.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
Good.
But when are we,
think I already put
when
it
are we
in.
planning on getting the budget books?
We're gonna do everything electronic this year.
Oh. Really? We can try it.
Yep, we're gonna try.
Try it, because some of it I like.
You have a problem with that?
Well,
It's tough to take notes.
It's tough to take
it's
notes.
to
That's the
take
only
notes
thing.
and
There
refer
was a
back
way
to
to
it.
take notes.
I know.
If we could do it, if you could send it to us in
And
Excel,
the other thing is, it's
that's great, but that's hard for you to do.
size-wise,
It's not even, the budget's not even in Excel.
Oh,
And
okay.
again-
It's something called Quattro.
and again, even size-wise, it's gonna be difficult to manage
Yeah.
and look and review, and, I mean, I like to flip back and,
Yeah.
I don't know, so
I'm a big fan of no
you
paper,
know-
but this one, I think, yeah,
I'm somewhat green, but
that one, I
That
agree
one-
with you.
Take
We will,
electronically.
we will give it a try, and
We'll give it a try.
put this on the
We'll give it to
fixed
you.
list.
for those that
A challenge.
are challenged, will print books.
In large print.
They are helpful, I understand, for just note-taking
So
purposes.
don't take and referring back, and again, I flip back and forth even
Yeah.
throughout the budget, you know, as we're going in one section, I'm looking through another line item too, and I'm comparing, contrasting it, it's not as user-friendly on this fine little iPad. So,
We'll just
I would
give
like
you
to put in a
few
request
iPads.
for,
Just get him 2 or 3
for
iPads.
yeah, just light them all up.
Well, we're gonna give it a try. If you want a printed copy, I
I'm
guess
telling
that
you
can
right
be
in
arranged.
advance,
Yeah.
I'd like a printed copy. I'll take the electronic too, so that, I can look through it there, but for the budget sessions itself, I
Greg,
like-
when do you think we'll have it, whether it's in print form or?
Typically right before that session.
Can we shoot for early that week?
just so, to keeping the board informed, the next financial planning team meeting is on Valentine's Day at 4 PM, which is an unusual time for that meeting, but,
Get your whole day booked.
yeah, right, I do.
I do. That's why I
I'll
gotta
work
take my
that
wife
day.
out this Saturday.
And, we have Greg and I meeting with the chamber. We meet with them once a quarter on
Right,
the 14th of March.
correct.
I have one more, I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry, I did fail to mention, Greg, you are obviously aware of what the MAPC, Heidi was able to get us another grant for this program called LEAP, which is the Local Energy Action Program.
Saw that.
There was 21 applicants and only 8 got selected, and we were one of the 8. It's big for this town. And what LEAP is, it just helps communities strategize for renewable energy and energy-efficient work. So I really want to pass along a thank you to Heidi for all her great
And
work.
you-
That is a big one for the town.
You
Yes.
entwined in that?
So
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
we definitely need to pass on the kudos for her. And maybe there's some press release information Heidi can provide to the papers. And I think it's great for the town to know that we're engaging in these types of grants. And being selected out of 21 is a great accomplishment. So please pass along my.
I have two
It
other
just-
brief things. I just thought of. One, I was reading in the Salem News, they're getting that regional dispatch up and running, being centralized out of Middleton at the Sheriff's Department. They've appointed a director now. I think we should look at it, you know? I
Have
mean,
you
it's
you had some communication?
We've been involved with some of the other communities, Stoughton, Reading, Linfield. There's been enough, this group of communities have been meeting down in Stoneham, down in Stoneham.
But that's something the chief should follow up on?
We already are.
Yeah, okay,
We already-
but that's great too, but I think they're ahead of the schedule and they're ahead of the curve, and maybe we should just touch base with them again. And I know Chief Harris, I think, had some discussion with them early on, a couple of years ago, but I think they've got 6 communities involved finally, and it's gonna be up and running quickly, or shortly, and they're looking for more communities to join. So, the more communities,
The more the
the
merrier.
economy of scales, the economy of scales mean less cost. Again, not that it's gonna be less costly for us to get involved with it, but what it does is it puts more police officers and firefighters on the street. So, I don't know, I think if we have something else going, that's great. And the other thing is, I'd just like to welcome back our 6th member of the board, Mr. Toros, tonight. He took a little
Okay.
hiatus.
And just,
Bob, and I know you're enjoying yourself.
I'm enjoying myself
You're
so
hap-
much.
happy to be here?
and just finishing up, obviously, it's been in the news, the governor's budget proposal is level funding not only the unrestricted state aid, but also Chapter 70, and as a result, we are headed into a very, very, very tight fiscal 2013 with, I'm estimating shortfalls across the board in terms of level services. Craig, I don't know if you have any other opinion to that, but that's the way it's shaping up. Whether or not the legislature decides, because I know there's a lot of noise about the way the communities are being treated. But, whether that changes as a result of the House and the Senate. But right now, we're proceeding along those lines, and the health insurance issue becomes a biggie in this situation.
And contract negotiations,
Yes,
on the other side.
on the other side, one is the
Amen.
school teachers' contract.
Amen.
So that's what lies ahead, and, we're into the budget cycle right now, and not to rush things, but we only have a few months to get all this put together and ready for a June town meeting. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
second by Mr. Yule.